everyone gathered here today for coming out and supporting the cause, to show that Idle No More is an ongoing movement and it has not vanished. I want to give a thanks to the elders and our teachers in our communities for helping youth like myself and many others. You are the inspiration that keeps us going, and to know that rallies like this is not a thing of the past. You make us strong to continue fighting, to know our own self-worth, to know who we are and how to help one another. Today we continue to carry the spirit of our ancestors when we stand together to fight for the rights of our treaties and fight against the destruction and madness done to our Mother Earth. We pray and work as hard as one to show we are idle no more. Thank you.
But it's the skinniest cigarette I've ever seen. So it gives me something to talk about. For me, whenever anything comes to me, I take a message from it, from the other side, a meaning, an understanding. And when I'm given a skinny cigarette like this, I say it's not necessarily what people, the size of it, right? But the message that's coming for me is the lack of money and funds coming to our First Nations people as entitlement under the treaties. My name is Taz Bouchier. I don't know how to shut up anymore. And I'm okay with that, because for years I sat in silence, watched what's going on, and learning and learning and learning and learning. Instead of taking up cigarettes and alcohol and drugs, I took up education, I took up courses, I took up all kinds of things because I had an interest, a curiosity to know what the heck is going on. And I've learned a lot in that process. I'm really, really privileged to be here. The Naskamau Creator, Mamohtalmau Great Spirit. Because really, they've tried to kill us off. They tried to write us off. They try to put us into history as not being a nation. They try not to acknowledge us, but we are still here. And no matter how scarce you make things for us, we'll continue to walk in our own land. We'll continue to be on our homeland. And we'll continue to have a voice. We no longer fear your legislation. We no longer fear your voice. We no longer stand idle. Idle no more. You know, my mother went home to spirit world in 1992. And I think how proud she would be, because she moved us here when I was 7 years old. She did not speak English, and I was one of her interpreters when she'd go shopping. She didn't read or write. She had brown skin. I, as a child, watched the racism. I didn't know what the name of that was back then. And I remember even going to a Zeller's store, and my mother was shopping for us at that store, and I was with her to help her understand what the prices were. And I remember this man following us around, and I looked at that man, and everywhere we went, that man was following us. I said to him, "Why are you following us around? You're not following anybody else." And he said, "Never mind. Don't talk to me. I'm doing my job." I said, "What's your job?" He says, "Shut up, you little brat. It's none of your business." I said, "It is my business. I got to tell my mom what you're doing. She doesn't understand." I finally clicked in my mind. I went, "You think we're going to steal this stuff, don't you?" And I was a kid. I'm not a stupid kid, I said. "I know what you're thinking. You're thinking we're stealing. We're not going to steal it. My mother works hard for her money, and she's going to pay for that." I said to my mother, "He thinks we're going to steal it. Put it down. They don't deserve our money." "Ma, but we need it," she said. And I said, "No, Mom, there's other stores. Put it down." I was a child and I understood the power of that. I understood the power of money at that point. I knew that if enough people quit shopping at this store, that store wouldn't have a profit and wouldn't be able to operate. That is your power. When you get angry, find out what the power is that holds whatever it is that's disempowering you as a person. Understand that this government of Canada right now is doing what it can to disempower your vote, to disempower your voice, to tell you, we know best what you need. We'll do it for you, and we don't need your opinion. We don't need to consult with you. Well, that is bogus. In this country, we are a democratic society, and our vote counts, and our voice counts, and you need to consult with us, especially us who are under the treaty status. We have an agreement, and that agreement is binded by law. That agreement is binded internationally by law. We're not just making this up. And now we're smart enough to see the fine print. And we're smart enough not to take the beads and the glasses and those small items that buy us and buy our voice. It ain't happening anymore. Idle no more? And we took a powwow break, and that's okay. But we're back, and we're not going to stop. And we're not going to stop till this government understands. You have to abide by the laws you create. And stop creating laws that are going to take away who we are as a people. We know what you're doing. You want our land. Why? Because the minerals sit in that land. The oil sit in that land. The diamonds sit in that land. You're only entitled to 6 inches for gardening, 6 inches for farming. That's what you're entitled to under the treaties. Anything below 6 inches, or do you have a mistake, Harper, and don't know what 6 inches are anymore? You're entitled to 6 inches. Anything below 6 inches is ours. And that revenue that you're giving to us is not people's tax dollars. It is our revenue that we're entitled to as a nation of free people, a sovereign nation. Idle no more? I'm tired of us being the scarcity in this city. I'm tired of us being the scarcity in this province. I'm tired of us being the scarcity in this land. We should be the richest people in this land because those minerals belong to us. And you are not going to put a pipeline through anything unless you consult with us. You are not going to take anything more unless you consult with us. And that's a fact. Some of us are willing to die for that, believe me. And if you shoot me down, shut me up, there'll be somebody else coming up after me, believe me. It's my grandchildren I speak on behalf of. Those who are yet to be born I speak on behalf of. 7 generations to follow. You're affecting the water. You're affecting the air. You're affecting Mother Earth. How dare you? Who do you think you are? You do not own all of this. It is loaned to you for use. That's all. Idle no more. Say it loud, say it proud. Hands up. With passion. Hi. Now skumtinawa.
Hombo di upshinawa way, ya way. Wombo di glashka, ayate, tikaya way. Hombo di upshinawa way, ya way. Tikashila. Kashela, hey, Yahweh, Hombo ni upshinawa. Hombon di upshina wahwe. Ya ya huwe. Wambo di glashka ayate tikaya huwe. Hombon di upshina wahwe. Ya ya huwe. Indigenous is beautiful. Indigenous belongs. Indigenous owns this land. Indigenous cares about water. Indigenous cares about air. Indigenous cares about life. Let us teach the other people what really matters. Hi, hi.